Hi, Marcelo.
You.
What's going on, buddy?
Here I am. Okay. Hello, Zach. How
Enjoy.
are you?
What's going on, brother? How you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm doing
There
fine.
you are.
Thanks a lot.
What's happening, Marcel? How you doing, bud?
So, first of all, Zach, what is it like for you to be part of the Best of Blues and Rock, one of the biggest festivals that brings together the blues and rock genres in Brazil?
Well, I mean, last time when we were down there, we had a blast. It was awesome. So, I mean, looking forward to it again. And you got, Father Joe down there, Father Kiko, all the guys crushing it. So, I'm looking forward to seeing all the guys and having a blast once again.
Based on what you already know, what are your expectations for the experience to performing for the Brazilian audience?
Oh, it's always amazing. Every time we're down in Brazil, every time I've ever been down there, it's amazing. So, because everybody has so much passion and everybody's just so much energy. And let's not forget the Brazilian steakhouses. So that's priority number one right there, man. So always always look forward to rolling with the Brazilian chapter. So it's great.
And what can the fans expect from your set list for the best of blues and rock?
Um, well, obviously we're gonna be playing it's gonna be Zakk Sabbath, so yeah, there'll be a lot of Sabbath flying around. So that's about it. So hopefully you're hopefully everyone's a fan of Black Sabbath because we'll be playing plenty of it.
How is it for you to revisit the classic Black Sabbath albums in this project?
Oh, I love it. I mean, it's everything I've been listening to since I've been 11 years old. So, uh, like I said, I've been playing in cover bands since I've been 15, 16 years old playing Sabbath songs, and now I'm 57. Except now, the only difference is there's more people at the keg party. So it's a great time for sure.
What is the importance of Black Sabbath not only for heavy metal but for music in general?
Well, I think I mean, let's be real. I mean, they're the architects. They're the Henry Ford of the whole genre of music. Lord Iommi over there, he's the Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart of riffs. So, it's just it's like saying, what's the importance of Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart to classical music? It's the same thing. I mean, it's how massive, you know, Sabbath's impact is on the whole thing. They basically created a complete genre of music. Like, yeah, you have jazz, classical, rock, and blues. And you have Sabbath. It's its own form of music, really. So, I mean, that's how Goliath, their influence and their impact is.
Recently, you participated in the return of Pantera to the stage after more than 2 decades. How would you describe the atmosphere and energy of those shows, especially considering the context of the pandemic and the change in the band members?
No, I think for so many people to hear these songs live again and to hear Diamond Vinny's brilliance once again, it's great. To celebrate this amazing thing that all four of the guys created. It really is a beautiful thing. I mean, see how much joy people get from hearing these songs again. Keeping Diamond Vinny's legacy alive. It's to me, it's a beautiful thing. It's win-win for everybody. So I love doing it every night.
What was the most challenging aspect of incorporating or reproducing Dimebag's approach live?
Well, no, to me, it's no different than learning the songs when I'm playing Purple Haze or I'm playing Voodoo Child you know or when I'm doing Zakk Sabbath songs. I mean, any cover songs or when I'm playing with Ozzy and I have to learn all of Randy's stuff and I have to learn Jake's stuff. So you approach it the same way. You just do your homework and you learn the songs.
You expressed interest in recording new music with Phil Anselmo, Rex Brown, and Charlie Benanti, but not necessarily as Pantera. How do you imagine the creative process would be?
No, I think there was talks of like there was previous stuff that Dime had demoed or written. So we would basically take the riffs and or whatever songs that Dime had previously written and record those. I think that's there was talks of that going on. So but yeah, so I mean we haven't it hasn't gone any further than that. So I mean that's what I've heard. So but we'll figure it out when we get there though.
Is a new Black Label Society album already on the works?
Yeah, I'm working on that right now. So, I'm actually just writing some lyrics today. So but yeah, so I'm just working on new Black Label stuff and everything. So it's in the can and ready to go when we decide we want to put the new album out. But right now, obviously the main focus is the Pantera stuff, and then obviously getting ready for Best of Blues with the Zakk Sabbath stuff. And then we have in September we're doing the Berserkers. So looking forward to that as well.
Wild Audio celebrates its 10th anniversary in 2025. How was the experience of starting the brand and seeing it the way it's established today?
Uh no, I'm having just it's a blast. I mean, because you're you know, it's just complete freedom. So you get to create as many guitars as you want and have as much fun with it as you possibly want. So I couldn't ask for anything more. I'm truly blessed. But so I'm having just as much fun with it now as I did when we started the company. So I get to make whatever guitars I want to make. Great.
Do you make modifications to the guitars you take on tour, or will someone who buys a wild guitar basically get the same instrument you use on stage?
No, they're the same ones. They're right off the rack from the music store. The ones you buy from Wild Audio are the same ones I use on stage.
What setup will you use for the shows in Brazil?
What's that, buddy?
What setup, amplifier, and the guitars you use for the shows in Brazil?
Oh, but my Wild Audio guitars, and I've been bringing my Wild Audio heads down there too. Same thing I've been using with Pantera. The same things I used with Ozzy, Black Label, Zakk Sabbath. Same
Mm.
gear. I don't bother
Yeah.
changing it. Don't need to.
What do you think of digital amplifier simulators that are so commonly used nowadays?
What's that, buddy?
What do you think about those amplifier simulators that so many people use nowadays?
Um, no, I think they're great. I think it just gives you more options, and you know, I mean, if it sounds good, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's whatever sounds best for you and whatever you enjoy. So, I mean, if they can simulate the sound of tube amps, and this way you don't have to carry big lug things around. So, I think that's the reason why a lot of people love them. But if they didn't sound good, people wouldn't be using them.
If you had to survive with only a single pedal on your pedal board, what would it be?
Uh, yeah, I think it's the distortion pedal. So you got as much sustain as possible.
For young musicians starting their careers, what advice would you give based on your journey in the music industry?
Um, just you have to play what you love and what moves you, and that's that's all you need. That's the only advice you need. Why would you waste
For
your time on anything else? You just have to play what you love. If it doesn't move you why would you listen to something that you don't enjoy? Why would you eat food that you don't like? Unless you're a competitive bodybuilder and you got to eat stuff that, just so because it serves a purpose. But I mean, no, I think with music, you just have the biggest sound advice I could give any young musician or any kid is just whatever it is that moves you and you love, that's what you should be playing because that's what naturally is going to come out of you.
thinking of all the albums you've recorded so far, which one do you think it best represents you as a guitarist and a songwriter?
Well, I guess it would have to be the last Black Label album. You know, that's what side of the bed I woke up on that day. So,
And as for my last question, how would you like to be remembered in the history of music?
he was a nice person.
Okay, Zakk, thank you so much for your time. Hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did.
You got it, brother.
Thank you so much. Obrigado a todo mundo, gente. Valeu.
Thank you.
All right,
Tchau, tchau,
Marcelo.
Marcelo.
Talk to you in a
Tchau,
bit, buddy.
Bruno.